Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday for all of us. Yes, I'm here with Mattis. You can hear him in the background already. Come here, boy. Sunday Night Live. God bless you all. Hopefully you had some time to spend with Jesus today, sometime today. If you can't go in live, watch it online. And yes, I should have taken that toy away from Mattis, but I forgot. We are live. Let me hook it up on the screen here so I can watch as well. And we're going to get after it. Sunday Night Live. Thanks for joining us. It's coming up. I'll get it up here in a second. We're live. Good evening, everyone. Afternoon, depending on where you're coming in from. Always good to see you. Very excited. There it is. We're up. We're live. SFMF Live. Simplify, everyone. Welcome. A lot of current events going on right now. Pretty exciting time. Weird time, but it is still going. All right. I see Doc Holliday is here. Simplify, brother. Carl Green. The producers already mentioned Carl Green. I haven't seen Carl on here yet. Carl, where you at? John McJunkin, good evening. Good evening to you. Good evening to everyone. As you can see, as I'm looking at my background, you see Mattis back there. He is joining us tonight as well. I didn't take that toy away, and I'm not getting up now, but I hope he doesn't play with that toy too much tonight. If he does, all good. We're live. And that is a hot cup of coffee. I see Reimer in there, Bruce Wilborg, John McJay. Chala's here. Good evening, Chala. You better have gotten some PT. Jake, I see you. All right. Go Navy. Simplify. Shipmate. Always glad to see other services here. Matt is a good boy. Mattis is a good Matt is a good boy. Sometimes we call him Bad Dog Mattis instead of Mad Dog Mattis. All right. Chuck Abels is here. Good to see you, Chuck. Skylar T. All right. Jared, coffee on board. That's, you know it. Hey, Jared, that's what I'm drinking right here. You know that. Coffee. I can't get enough of it. And you also know I have a cold drink with me as well. That's some water. Always got to hydrate. Keep hydrated. What is everyone drinking tonight? I beat you to it today. Yes, you did. Thanks, Chala. What is everyone drinking? Doc, Trump 2024. Era. I'm sure that's going to come up tonight. Demon Hunter. Finished up my second cup of coffee already. Did that a while ago. Went to the rally yesterday, but I don't stay here the whole time. Well, yep, we'll be talking about it, I'm sure. Good to see you too, Noah. I see Noah's here. Jay Lewis. Our brother, have an amazing weekend. Yes, and it has been an amazing weekend. And this is, this is how I love to wrap up the weekend. So I hope you all have had a great weekend so far. And you're ready for the week. Started it today with some early morning PT, of course, and then spent some time with Jesus. Always, again, I haven't been going in. We're still traveling, but definitely online. Love to watch it online. No, Carl, can you believe what happened in Pittsburgh? No, and again, we are going to talk about that. We don't get too political here, but that's America. We're talking America stuff today, so we will definitely be bringing it up. After all that PT in this extreme heat, it's nuts here, actually. I think all over. Midwest, East is hot. California still got some stuff burning. Mike Laycook, good to see you, brother. Have a nice cold water going in the 110-degree weather. That's what it's like in Arizona. Always got to be too hot for some reason. Again, if you have to travel with oven mitts in your car, it's too hot, right? Producer Lay Cookie is with us. Hope you and Candace are doing well, Lay Cookie. Stay with us tonight. Love to tell a couple of Lay Cookie stories. I won't tell too many, I promise. Hope it wasn't a Marine. We know the history. Yeah, I'm with you, Carl. Again, watching the news, it's on, of course, 24 hours. I don't watch the news, but they're all kind of reporting it, I think, as they get it right now. Definitely not watching certain news channels, but to get kind of the update to just to see what they're going to pass right now. It's pretty unbiased right now because it was crazy, ridiculous. So nothing crazy yet. I know President Trump he has another rally tomorrow that he's going for it. He's a beast. Definitely thought of those Marines and other service members working and training in the heat during my PT today for sure. So I love telling people when we're PTing and it's, hot, like 80, 90 degrees, and they say, oh my God, it's so hot. No, service members, not just Marines, any service members in a foreign country where it actually is 110, 120 degrees with all that weather, all that gear on, making it even hotter, that's hot. So unless you're in those conditions, it ain't hot. You can suck it up. Drink some water. Yes, Jared. They just woke up a sleeping giant. Amen. Yes, Lake Cookie, I think you are 3 feet from hell. I've been to Arizona. Crazy heat. Crazy heat. Was it California? Had some triple digits. But I think didn't Arizona just like hit an all-time like 117 or 118, some ridiculous number? Crazy. Much rather be hot than cold. How about that? Put that in the comments. Would you rather be freezing cold or burning hot? And I'm talking below zero or triple digit heat. Which would you prefer? What could you function in better? And I'll tell you right now, it's heat. Definitely I can function better in heat. You don't want to, and it's miserable. But the cold it's painful. Painful cold where your fingers can't even function. You can't even move it. It gets so cold. And it gets cold in California too. Just telling somebody a story about, we were drill instructors. It was the winter, December time frame. We were on the rifle range, and it's cold. You're up there on the firing line, no wind to block it. Wind's supposed to be going north and south to help you shoot, but this was a swirling wind at Edson Range. Of course, a little rain on and off, making the firing even more difficult. But it was called the range flags again were whipping. The rain was whipping. So at some point, of course, as a drill instructor, somebody made the call, all right, put them in their duck suits, right? I don't know the official name of the rain gear, but we called it the duck suit. Remember that thick rubber top and bottom? The bottoms had the overalls, and it was the most uncomfortable rain suit possible. Thick as heck. When you put it all the way on, all you do is sweat inside of it. Couldn't really move. It was terrible. Duck suit. So we did. We had all the recruits put them on and then try to qualify. But at least they were warm, right? At least they were a little bit warm. And as drill instructors, we were too tough to put on the duck suit. Motivated. The ego. We got the smoky on, our belts on. We're too tough. I was so damn cold that day, trying to help the recruits fire and qualify and help them load their magazines. I couldn't even move my fingers. I was that freezing cold. We never put our duck suits on. And our first sergeant, Randy Mitchell, he's been on here before, he came out and he was in his duck suit. He walks the firing line, sees all the drill instructors freezing, all the recruits cold, but they had their duck suits on. And he came up to me and he said, hey, drill instructor, are you cold? I said, yeah, freezing, first sergeant. And I literally was freezing. My teeth were chattering. It was freezing cold. He said, why don't you have your duck suit on? Now, let me back up just a little bit. The first sergeant was new to, he did 2 tours in Parris Island. And then this was his 3rd tour. He was a DI, then I think an instructor at DI school, Parris Island. Then he came to California. He was the first sergeant. So he's done it all. He'd been there, done that. So he came up to me. I was a green belt drill instructor. He said, hey, drill instructor, are you cold? I said, yeah, freezing, first sergeant. He said, why aren't you wearing your duck suit? And knowing what I knew at that time, I said, we don't wear our duck suit. He said, why not? I said, that's how we've always done it, right? That was my only answer. That's the only answer I had. We just don't. Drill instructors don't wear their duck suit. The recruits do. He said, I see you put all your recruits in, they're actually warmed up, they're able to function. Why don't you have your duck suit on? Here's the bad part. We didn't even have them on the firing line. We didn't even bring them to the rifle range. He said, you guys are idiots. All of you go back to the house, get your duck suit on, and come back out. And he watched the boys chew our butt, of course. It was a one-way conversation, but how stupid was that? That's what it's for. It's for the rain. So I couldn't even function. I remember trying to help the recruits load their ammunition into their magazines. I couldn't because my fingers couldn't function. All right, so yes, I'd much rather be hot than cold. And again, that answer came up, well, that's how we do it. We're Bravo Company. URAH. We don't wear a duck suit. Idiots. Lake Cookie says, hard to get a good sight picture when you're shivering rather than sweat in my eyes. I'm telling you, the heat over, you can wipe some sweat. Of course, you got to stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated when you're cold, too. Don't forget about that. You're so cold, it doesn't feel like you want to drink. But you can also dehydrate when you're cold. So, Demon Hunter, our company CEO led us into someone's backyard and farm in the middle of night in Norway. I was putting away the tent when I discovered that was set up on some cow patties. Cow patties to keep you warm. Roll around in them babies to keep you warm. Warm, I'll take the heat over anything. Landing in 29 Palms, Camp Wilson a couple times. It was triple digits. I was miserable. Landing in, I think it was Iraq or Afghanistan. I think it was in Iraq the first time we get off the bus. No, I'm sorry. Back way up, Desert Storm. We get off the bus into the port where we stayed for a couple weeks, living in warehouses. Thousands of Marines in these warehouses. And it was just, all we had was cots. Cots were lined up. As far as you can see, it looked like a homeless shelter. Worse. And our gear. And we were in just PT gear all day long, just sweating 24/7, night or day, didn't matter. Sweating in that, because the warehouse was a big metal building. So the sun was just, we were in a sauna, but we had to stay indoors. And it was triple digits. And someone said at one point it was like 135 degrees. Felt like it, and maybe that's what it was. It was 115, felt like 130. I don't know what it was, but it was miserable. Way too hot. But again, much rather have that than chosen reservoir freezing temperatures any day of the week. All right. So once again, good evening, everyone. Welcome, Sunday night. Charlie says, do you prefer desert camis or woodlands? And any others chime in as well. Desert camis over woodlands, obviously for the terrain. The desert camis seem to be softer. For some reason, they feel like jammies. So I like the deserts. Bryce says, you're good to see you, Bryce. The year I spent NES ADAC, the cold weather gear was good. Lack of sunshine sucked. Did a little time in Alaska in the summer. So it was light until like midnight. Then it became like 2300. It was kind of dusk. And then it was light again at like 2, 3. And it was a couple hours of a little bit of darkness. So nothing but daylight, which was cool for a little while. But then the CO was like, oh, it's still light out. You should be working. Yeah, but it's 11 o'clock at night, but it's still light out. So that kicked our butts in the summer. Jeremy says, for every 1 degree over 110, it counts to 10 degrees of body heat. Wow. How about that, Arizonians? 1 degree over 110, it counts as 10 degrees of body. That's crazy. Like scary crazy. Deserts are the best in my opinion. Again, do you know that the desert gets cold as well? Especially a big open desert, even 29 Palms, they have the mountain range, but it's pretty far away. But when that wind whips through there in the winter, I've been in some very cold Camp Wilson caxes and fexes and all the things they call it out there where it's freezing. One morning, I'll never forget this morning, my toothpaste was frozen. So it gets cold out there as well. Desert, brutal in the winter, brutal in the summer. All right, Carl says, got kicked for a few, transformed blue, heat, had to reboot everything. Oh, is this recent, Carl? That's where you been, Carl. You sure? We didn't just wake you up? All right, good evening, everyone. Sunday SFMF Live. Again, God bless you all on this beautiful Sunday. Hopefully you spent some time with Jesus already. Thank the good Lord for us being able to be here right now. What are you drinking? Some already asked. Some already said. You know I'm drinking both coffee and water. Got to stay hydrated. All right. Jerry, my last elk hunt in Arizona got to 13 degrees. Arizona gets hot and cold. So what's the perfect place to live? How about that? Who has the perfect weather? Amen, Noah. 77, 78, Huck. I must have just missed you. A rotated Thanksgiving. Oh, all right. John says, tried to get your answer last time on worst military cruise ever. Any seasickness, bad food, dysentery, bad seas, weather, injuries? You're asking me, John. So I've said it many times. I love being on ship. I love the Mew was great. 7 months on ship. Traveled back and forth as engineers. We went to Tonga, went to Canada, on ship. A lot of time on ship, and I always loved it. I'd never, ever gotten seasick. I don't know if it's because I always like to move. I'm always moving. I got that. So I think the ship rocking helps me. It doesn't matter the size of the ship. I've been on cruisers, I remember carriers, and I've been on small LPDs, right? I've been on the Mike boats. Right, those are tiny. They're all over the place. None of it makes me sick. I like the movement, actually. I was on a fishing boat one time in Hawaii, deep sea fishing, went with Sheepdog Organization, SDIA, and we took a couple wounded warriors on a deep sea fishing trip. And for some reason, took an Army guy with us, an Army Sergeant Major. Good guy, we worked together. And right before we get on the boat, we're at like 5 in the morning in Hawaii, beautiful, perfect weather. He's like, here, it's some Dramamine. I was like, bro, first of all, you got to take it like the night before. You got to kind of prepare, take it a couple times. But I'm good. I don't need it. He said, well, I'm taking some. He took some, again, and we got on the boat at like 05:30, and we headed out about 4 or 5 miles out. So through the surf, right? So right off the bat, it was pretty choppy. And again, I was kind of enjoying it. Then we get in open water, and then there was about 3 to 4 foot swells way out there, and again, pretty bumpy. I was on the back. I look over at one point, and he is green. His face, like a cartoon character when they display it like an emoji on your phone. Excuse me, his face was green. I was like, bro, you all right? Try not to laugh at him. Try not to share his misery. And I sat next to him, and the boat wasn't that big, probably a 12, 14 footer. And there was like 8 of us on there, maybe 6. There was about 8 of us on there. 6 of us and 2 crew members. That's how small the boat was. And he's like, nope, not feeling it, not feeling it. We get out, we finally stop, we anchor out, we put the lines in the water, and nothing. He moved another spot, my buddy's still sick. And then, it was my turn on the big reel, so I strapped in, I'm getting ready, still looking, nothing, and I hear the blip, and I look back, and it's my buddy leaning over the side from where he's sitting. He just leaned over, let loose, he came back up, looked better, the green was gone, wiped his mouth, said, hey, I just chummed the water, you should be catching something. And all of a sudden, I got something on my line. I don't know if it was coincidence or what. But he's like, called it, chum the water for you. There you go. Got a big old tuna. Thanks to him. And he felt better. The rest of the trip was a little better. All right. Jeremy, heading to Benson right now. Toy hauler on the back, new job site tomorrow. Good luck, Jeremy. What job are you doing in Benson? All right, that's Pennsylvania. Q is here. Chuck Abel's Oki was a blast. The weather can't be beat, save for the typhoons. Love the weather in Okinawa too. It is hot in the summer. Remember when I worked at the academy over there in the summer, we would get up early, like 4 a.m. was PT, just to beat the weather. Good for you, man. Says, have you seen any monster waves out there? Anything unnerving? In Hawaii, yes. I've seen some monster waves. The eddy, if you know, you know. Some 40-foot waves. East Coast, I haven't seen any big waves on the East Coast, like Florida area. Texas and the Gulf has some small waves. Biggest ones I've ever seen is Hawaii. California, decent side waves, good ones, but the water's freezing. So it all depends. I don't know where the huge spots are. I'm a surfer, but I like the waist high. I'm good with that. I'm an old man surfer. I got a long board, just like to cruise on the waves. Jarvis Brown says, did you find the missing recruit who the Firewatch reported missing? Yes, for those of you that don't know, I did a short a while ago on a missing recruit. I was a drone instructor on duty. I don't remember, it was my first time on duty alone. I don't remember all the circumstances, but I was on duty. And those of you all went to boot camp. The first Firewatch reports the recruits on deck. He goes by and counts everyone. Right? Lights are out there, laying in the right. Every so often you have them count, make sure nobody runs away. That's what Firewatch does. And watch for a fire. So soon after we hit the rack and I did my rounds and I went into the duty hut, just laying down myself, all of a sudden he came banging on the hatch. Sir, the count on deck is 88 United States Marine Corps recruits, which is exactly what he's supposed to say. I said, shut up, idiot, go to sleep. And then 30 seconds later, he's banging again. Boom, boom, boom. Sir, the count on deck is 88 United States Marine Corps recruits. I said, got it, go away before I come out there and thrash you. He waited about another minute, 30 seconds, came back and banged harder this time. Boom, boom, boom. Sir, the count on deck is 88 United States Marine Corps recruits. It's supposed to be 89. I was like, oh my gosh. Of course, I bust out the hatch. Why didn't you tell me, idiot? We're missing a recruit. So long story short is a recruit left, jumped the fence, airport before 9/11, so the security wasn't, because he ran all the way across the tarmac into the terminal. Of course, terminal police picked him up. They called MCRD. We went and picked him up, duty officer, whatever, brought him back to me. I thought I was going to drop him, never see him again. They said, no, keep him. He's fine. He said he won't do it again. And I talked to him later that night. I said, bro, the next day I'm like, what were you thinking? What are you doing? It's not that bad here. Come on, you could do it. Type of thing. Stop being an idiot. He was a smoker growing up. And he said he was fiending for a cigarette. He needed a cigarette. He was going across the airport. Got one. He said he smoked like a half a cigarette before he got caught and brought back. But he said, I'm good. He said, I promise I won't leave again. I'll make it. And he did. I don't know what happened to him after that, but he wasn't a problem after that. Got his fix. Hopefully he quit for the rest of his life. Great story. Thanks, whoever asked that. Crazy. That short was pretty popular. Q says, in boot camp, we had one extra during count because the platoon in the upper deck demoted a recruit to our platoon. They made him make his rack and everything. Yeah. Of course, we do that. Oh, good, you don't want to be here. Or when a recruit looks at another platoon, oh, good, you want to be with them? Go, get over there. Then that DI thrashes him, then he comes back. It's pretty funny, though. He made him make a rack and everything. It's a good one. Damn, I wish I would have thought of that. What were you when I was a drone instructor, Q? I would have liked to have done that. I'm telling you, Jake, that was, first of all, as a DI, of course, it scared the crap out of me. I lost a recruit. And to turn the lights on, I've told this story before, to turn the lights on at MCRD San Diego, at least back then, like an act of Congress, you have to get approval from Congress just to turn the lights on. I'm exaggerating, but like the base commander has to authorize you to turn the lights back on after taps. So I didn't do that, but I made all the calls that I was supposed to make. It was before cell phones too, before emails. So I was dialing, trying to get a hold of who I had to get a hold of. And we did. We ended up turning our lights on. And of course, all the recruits got online. It was a big deal. It was a big deal for a little while. That was the hat that lost the recruit. But he came back. He came back. So I still had my job. Of course, the first thing I thought, I'm going to get fired. All right, first night on duty alone and lose a recruit. Skylar T. I had my first recruit graduate last Friday. I'll share some of his stories next week when he gets back. Your first recruit. Oh, that's right, your recruiter. Awesome. Definitely, we want some updated stuff, new information. Talk to us about cell phones. Do they get those yet? Stress cards is always a rumor. Well, they get stress cards when they get stressed out. There's something similar that I heard, the go backs. Has anyone heard of the go back? Like you can only thrash a recruit so many times. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, and I don't want to get upset talking about it. Fouled Anchor, good to see you, brother. So he got in trouble in boot camp for looking at a rabbit. Got smoked in the pits. Called me Bugs Bunny the whole session. Yes, drill instructors are awesome with the stuff that they come up with. Bugs Bunny. Ariel Resupply Coffee. That's what I'm drinking, always. Riley, good evening, brother. Still no phones, no stress cards. Good to hear. Fouled Anchor, that's awesome. Yes, awesome, Fouled Anchor. Come on, Jake, we don't do waterboarding, that's illegal. Riley, just celebrated my 37th birthday. Awesome. Riley, happy birthday, brother. 37, still young. Still getting after it. I was convinced that they could kill us in boot camp. It sure felt like it. Certainly felt like it. I don't know if I told you about the story. One of my drill instructors, Sergeant Taylor. Tall, skinny, dark green Marine. Of course, I thought he was 8 feet tall when I was a recruit. Turns out I was bigger than him, but I didn't know it. That smoky made him like 4 feet taller. And he was new to our platoon, so I don't know the story. Man, I saw him after. I should ask him why he came late when he did. But he joined us late, so, you know, he was a newcomer, right? I'm the guide. I come here, drill instructor, I'll tell you what's going on in our platoon. I didn't do that, but that's how I felt, and that's probably the perception I put out there. Because he continued to smoke me every single day. One day he caught me. I was telling all the recruits, hurry up, get out. As I was standing there, I wasn't moving myself. And we were probably told to get something. Like we went upstairs to get our shower shoes, so get our moonbeam and get back out. I hadn't even gotten my moonbeam yet, whatever it was, and I'm yelling at the recruits to hurry up. He stopped everybody and everything and said, God, you get down, you get in the classroom, and just start thrashing me, right? Sweating. And they told me, take your time, get your moonbeams and get out. Thrashing me the whole time. When they were all out, it was a life lesson, a leadership lesson I didn't know at the time. But it's like, how can you stand there and move slow and tell them to hurry up? What kind of leadership by example is that? He didn't explain it so nicely as I just did right now. Of course, he was screaming at the top of his lungs and spitting on me and as I was thrashing. But a life lesson that I remember, this a long time ago, right? Lead by example. I should have hauled Bud in there, grabbed my moonbeam, had my moonbeam, and said, let's go, and helped everyone else and get him outside. But Sergeant Taylor used to tell me every single day, I hate your MF guts. Just like that, but he would say the whole word. In my ear, I hate your MF guts. I hate your MF guts. I hate you. Every day when I started to believe it, I was like, God, what did I do to this guy? So much so he got in my head that I told my senior drill instructor, I think Sergeant Taylor hates me. He's like, why do you think that? Of course, he tells Sergeant Taylor, and it just becomes a whole new thrash session. Crazy. Okay, while I was boring you with that story, I saw a blue thing. Was that and I see the producer saying, thank you, Daniel. I'm guessing that's a super chat. Those of you that were with us Wednesday, we got a couple super chats. Thank you guys again. And Daniel, if that was a super chat, thank you very much. God bless you, brother. That was new to me last time. It surprised me. It caught me off guard. There is a button now for super chat, and that is helping our channel grow and do the things that we want to do to further our mission to serve our veterans and their families. So God bless you, Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate you very, very much. Riley, just want to check in. Have a great evening, Marines. Stay safe. Pay attention to your surroundings. Great one, Riley. We're going to talk about the situational awareness. Keep your powder dry. Everyone knows what just happened. And we are certainly going to talk about that. Kelly, Jesus loves you as well. Thank you. Happy birthday, Lay Cookie. Is it Lay Cookie's birthday? 57. Jesus, you're old, Lay Cookie. Damn. 57? Wow. Happy birthday, brother. I'll be giving you a call later. Miss you guys. Hey, that's Mattis. Something going on outside. He's got my back. You see my back's to the door. It's actually over there. Mattis got my back. Come here, boy. Keep your powder dry. Somebody just said it. Always be prepared. Here's an idea. Look at every payday, buy some more ammo. If you don't have a gun yet, buy a gun, something you're comfortable with. Pistol, rifle, long rifle, whatever you want. But purchase one, get comfortable with it, and just have a lot of ammo on hand. Not to scare anybody, that's just to be prepared. I see another big orange dot. Doc Holiday, is that you, brother? Thank you very much. Another super chat. God bless you. Man, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much, Doc. Doc Holiday, a Marine. Thank you. Man, awesome. Thank you, Doc. It's awesome. And I'm frozen up there for some reason. I don't know if the chat is going to freeze up either, but I hope not. So just talking about being prepared. Being prepared. We talked about food. Hey, Mattis, come on. Come here. Come. Talk about always being prepared. And I do have a few guns, a few long guns, a few pistols, shotguns. You never know. I'm comfortable with all of them. Want to get my family a little more comfortable with them. But you never know. You don't need to be caught without it. So get some stuff, purchase it, go to a range if you don't have a range. Take classes on how to shoot it or find somebody who can just help you. Marines would love to help you shoot. Call me. Would love to help anyone just get familiar and comfortable with your rifle or your pistol. You don't want to be caught with your pants down. And then ammo. When we're in different locations, depends on where you are, but I used to get my ammo from, man, somebody helped me out. They closed down. Man, it was a great sports store. I liked it anyway. Anyhow, it closed down. So find out where you can get your ammo from. You can get online. What was that state? Was that Texas that made a ammo vending machine? It didn't last very long. Not a lot of people were using it for whatever reason. Hopefully they're bringing it back, and I don't know if it's Texas, and it just sounds like something Texas would do. But an ammo vending machine, how awesome is that? Sports Authority, thank you, Q. Yes, I liked Sports Authority. I don't know what happened to it. Went out of business for whatever reason. But get some ammo. Be prepared. And along with your weapons of your choice, which, again, we did a short on that as well. What is your weapon of choice? Your physical fitness level. Here's where it comes in. Yes, I push it a lot. I talk about it a lot. Hold that thought. I want to see what this says. Mattis. Zelenia. I didn't know about the double tap your screen. What does that mean when you double tap the screen? If you can, I didn't see the comment. What does that mean if you do it? Well, and what if I were to do it right now? I won't, I promise. Yes, Joseph Francis won. I was stationed in Hawaii a couple of times. Loved it. Marine Corps Base, Hawaii. What was I talking about? Being physically fit. Not only do you have to be prepared material-wise, have some weapons, have some food, have some supplies. Always keep your gas tanks full. Keep some water on hand. Rice. Who was that said they had 5,000 pounds of rice stored up? Rice lasts forever, and it's delicious, and it's definitely something that can sustain you. And they says double tap sends a like. Yep, like and subscribe. Always. I always forget to say that part. But like and subscribe. Very cool. I didn't know you could double tap it either, and that would like it automatically. Appreciate that, all of you. Zelenia. Thank you. It's 3 states, Texas, Alabama, and Oklahoma have the vending machine. Thanks, Noah. The news, I don't even remember where I saw it, but it wasn't doing too well, and I thought it was just the local area why they weren't doing it, or why it wasn't being successful. Why wasn't it having success? I would like to see that. I would use it 100%. Jared has all the rice. Jared, did you have the 5,000 pounds of rice? Good on you, but I need to get some. I always do keep my tank full, and my family drinks a lot of water, so we always have water on hand, but we can definitely, certainly use more. Toilet paper, don't forget, get tons of toilet paper. Yep, that's you, Jared. 600 pounds of wheat, barley, and rice in my basement. Awesome, smart. Big Red Farmer, I did not say it again, please. They recently brought them back. They brought the vending machines back. Good. I think it's a great idea. Big Red, let's see it again. Be prepared, but again, physically fit. That's again, you never know. At that rally, you saw who probably responded first, those who are able or have some kind of military training, first responder training. There was a doctor there right on scene. You got to think if you have to, this is what I used to tell Marines about pull-ups. You have to, and when I was in JRTC, you have to be able to pull your body weight up. If you can't pull your own body weight up and you're in a burning house and the only way out is up and over a wall, you're going to die. Then back up even farther, if you're a family member or there's more than just you, you got to be able to lift everybody over the wall and then pull yourself up. So being physically fit is not just good for your health. It lasts longer, it looks better, your clothes fit better, you feel better, but you may need to be physically fit to perform some kind of task. So always, 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 always continue to work on your endurance, physical fitness. So I made your air wing story involving a real learning moment for you. Yes, I absolutely will talk about the air wing. I'm waiting for Big Red. Excuse me. It's very hot here in Iowa, 90 degrees, feels like 110 with very little wind. With temperatures, I notice even in my truck, it gives me the temperature outside, and when you see it on the news, temperature can change in a very short distance. So and I like when it says feels like. But feels like to who? You could be having a hot flash at the moment that they say it's 90 degrees, feels like 110. Might be having a hot flash. That's that. Grabbing the dumbbells. Get some, Frank. Grabbing the dumbbells right now. Jake says he just has muskets. Well, then that first message was for you. Keep your powder dry. Got to be able to fire that musket. Hot in Idaho. Shampoo, just subscribe. Semper Fi, my friend. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe, everyone. I do always forget to say that. That's not the forefront of my mind. The forefront of my mind is always growing this community so we can continue to serve and help each other out. Again, who we haven't talked about in a while is our Patreons. Oh, God, without our Patreons and even without a whole lot of nothing in return, Gary M. Man, you guys, Gary M. and Ray from Queens, love you guys. Appreciate you. You guys still, we have so many ideas and so many plans to do so much for this community. It just doesn't always run out of time. Something you can't get. The greatest commodity man has, and women, people have, is time. So you got to utilize it properly. I love it when people say, oh, I didn't have time to do that. Did you sleep last night? Of course, the answer is always yes. Then you had time. There's no excuse. Physical fitness, there's no excuse. I didn't have time to work out. Yes, if you slept, you had time. Excuse me. Bad example, because I just don't sleep a lot. And I even saw a doctor about it. I just don't sleep a lot. I fall asleep right away. I'm good at falling asleep, but I'm up in a couple hours. And in the morning, I got this thing, if I sleep past 5, it's like I wasted the whole day already. God, I missed so much already. And it's a mindset, I get it, but I do get up. And even now at my age, catching up to Lake Hook, takes me a little longer to get up in the morning. But I spend that time preparing for the day, getting ready and spending the day. I'm telling you, 5:30, 6 o'clock, oh man, I'm freaking out because I missed the whole day. So never use the excuse I didn't have time was the point of that. If you slept, you had time. Era. Yes, Jake, absolutely. Mom and dad rule, whatever they say rules. So even more reason to get in better shape. One mind, any weapon. We talk a little bit about McMap, but that's that theory. One mind, any weapon. This is a weapon right here. Whatever you have. But yes, absolutely, Jake. Respect your mother and father. 100%. Got you. How do you reconcile deployed versus garrison measure of excellence? Wow, that's great. Cadaver, 762. Very cool. That's a great question. How do you reconcile deployed versus garrison measure of excellence? So, cave diver. I said cadaver. Cave diver. It's cadaver anyway. Cave diver. Here's how you measure it. Here's how I measure it personally. I always tell the Marines, be that Marine. And what I mean by it is, and as leaders, we reward hard work with what? More work, right? Because that's that fire and forget Marine that you know is going to get the job done. And we don't do it on purpose, but there are times we need to get the job done. And that Marine usually is just as proficient in garrison as they are in combat. So be that Marine, the one that always gets called, and then someone's going to have to recognize and say, hey, let me call on someone else. Let me have someone else do it so they can learn. Because we know who the 10% are. They will let that Marine continue to do the thing over and over again, be called. But when that Marine gets a NAM, they're like, I'm better than him. I just never get picked to do anything. Goes right back to volunteering. Volunteer for everything. Do as much as you can. So, man, I don't know if I'm dancing around your question, I thought maybe, but I think if you're good in garrison, you're going to be good in combat. The only difference is if you haven't been shot at yet, you don't know how you're going to react once you are shot at. And I've seen the biggest, toughest, most Marine-ish Marines completely act different once a shot goes down range, especially if it's near their head or they can hear, it's different. Same, the smaller, weaker, if you will, not so tough Marine flips a switch and all of a sudden they're Billy Badass and they know they go right towards the sound of gunfire. So you never know. Again, if your question was on leadership, basic leadership, again, I think if you perform well in garrison, most likely you're going to perform well on deployment. Old Gyrene, era. I've heard Marines have refurbished an airfield on Peleliu, an island my grandfather fought on. Do you foresee an oncoming conflict in the Pacific? I think there's always a possibility of a conflict anywhere. And I've been to Tinian, not Peleliu. So refurbishing an airfield, I think, is forward thinking. I think it's awesome. Right? I think it's a great idea. No idea what's going to happen in the Pacific, but I think we should be prepared all over. So I think it's a good thing if that's true, old Gyrene era. I voted getting shot at yesterday. Jake, you were really at the rally? Were you at the rally? Ankin, no, I do not. Second bless. Thought you were live Thursday. Somebody just said they thought we were live Thursday. That was last week only. Last week only we did it Thursday before I did it, help out a coworker, but we are live Wednesdays, Sundays, 1900. Wednesdays and Sundays, 1900 CST, Central Standard Time. Wednesdays and Sunday. Wednesdays and Sunday. Thanks, Noah. Carlos, I'm back. Generally appreciate your live streams. I appreciate you saying that, brother. I'm telling you. Thank you very much. Yes, Le Cookie. It is time for a Le Cookie story. He says, Garrison, he had issues there. Le Cookie was one of those break glass in case of emergency or only let out in the field on deployment. His only issue was idiots, dumb people. That's what set Le Cookie off. He had a short temper or a low tolerance for incompetence. The best way I could say it, Le Cookie, correct me if I'm wrong. He was a forward thinker, the smartest engineer I've ever met in my life, and he knew how to do it. Just had a hard time telling people how to, well, telling higher ups. So great point. Back to that original question, how do you measure excellence? Lake Cook was the best damn marine I've ever worked for and with and around in my life in the field. When he got back on Garrison, we had some issues with lake hooking. So that's an interesting fact. I mean, you see those from time to time. Great field marine. Problem is lake hooking, you got to be a great marine all around. That damn tact. I just saw a green box, and it passed me, so I hope it comes up on the big screen over there. Cave diver, GWAT Surge 2006-7, we're killers. Maybe couldn't do anything Garrison, but soul snatchers. I agree with that. We did go through that time period for global war on terrorism, where we were we're enlisting tons of Marines, and they had kind of different backgrounds, weren't fully qualified maybe for a peacetime Marine Corps, but they were stone cold killers. Skylar T, that must have been for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We appreciate you here. That looked like a super chat. Again, brought it up. Again, you guys are amazing, truly amazing. Can't thank you enough. We're truly blessed to have you in our community. That was Skylar T. Thanks, Carl. Millage Wilson says it's hard to make that balance sometimes, and it absolutely is. And again, it's a tolerance level that Lake Cookie had, right? It's not that he wanted to piss everyone off, and the leaderships didn't know how to. The leadership wasn't big enough or mature enough or man enough to say, you know what, Lake Cook's right, because he was a private or PFC. They had that ego. Their egos were bumping into each other. When Lake Cook just wanted to get the work done. Just like that. Older and wiser now, fuse burns a lot slower. Yeah, because you're 57 years old, you old man. Big Red. I have 218 subscribers, and I'm going to post videos tomorrow. I post videos Mondays and Fridays every week. Big Red Farmer. Everybody, subscribe to him right now. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Like and subscribe, Big Red Farmer. Let's continue to grow. Let's help him grow to beyond whatever. Big Red Farmer, we got you, brother. Everyone, please take a moment out right now. Look at Carl said, aye, Cece. The only thing that should come out of your mouth right now, aye. Please do. Big Red Farmer, look him up, like and subscribe. We got you, Big Red. I would do it now, but I'd mess something up. So I'm going to do it as soon as I'm done with this live stream tonight. Thanks, Big Red Farmer. Thanks for bringing that up. And that's what this community is all about. So Semper Fi, my friend. All right, Semper Fi, Wade. Good to see you on here, brother. Semper Fi, my friend. This is Sunday. Man, I'm telling you, that first hour always goes by so fast. We talked about being fit. We talked about keeping your powder dry, being prepared. Doc, going out with the family. We'll report back Wednesday, 1900. Enjoy your family, Doc. Semper Fi, my friend, and God bless you and your family. Thanks for everything you do with us and for us, Doc. God bless you, brother. We'll see you Wednesday, 1900. Z Ping Poo loves my mug. Remember, I reconstructed this. It had something else on there. I won't tell you what it was, but it doesn't matter. But it's a great cup, tin cup. Of course, I put my producer's stickers right on there, which stickers still have them on sale. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. Get your stickers and your lanyards while they're hot. Still getting the orders. I'm getting them out as quickly as I can. Appreciate you all. And let us know when you receive your goods. That'd be kind of nice to see. Here's the one. You know what? I thought yesterday when I heard that about the Trump rally, that it was going to be a illegal military age male. Sorry for jumping to conclusions. It wasn't, for what we know of right now. How true all that is, we'll just have to wait and see. Where's the 1900 coming from? Isn't it 1700? 1900, Jared, is Central Time, CST, Central Standard Time. That's around the Texas area. Further east, I think it's 2000, right? California, West Coast is 1700. It's 2 hours difference. Those of you in Hawaii, I don't know what time it is in Hawaii, all over, but that's why I use Central Standard Time. That's pretty central, right? Everybody can do the math after that. Crazy times, everyone. Want to say I love my fellow Americans. Don't care your persuasion. Amen, Frankie. Frankie J. Agree with you 100%. I'm all over, Jared. I told you we're traveling right now. It's summertime. You'll never find me. Excuse me. 1751. AZ, Arizona. 1751. Is that the temperature in Arizona? 1,751 degrees. All right. I got you, Jared. Mountain Standard Time, 1852. Oh, you were telling me the time zones in Arizona, 17. I have no idea what time it is. I know we started at 1900, and we just started kicking it. I'm telling you, time goes by when we're chatting with you guys. It's truly amazing, and it's kind of warm right now. Val Danker, some great comments on the shorts recently. Again, with busy summer, haven't had a whole lot of time to answer all the comments. Apologize up front. I do read them, and I appreciate you sending them. Good to see you too, Val Danker. God bless you. Great evening. We're having a great evening. Engineers up. Backbone of the Corps. Combat engineers. Sneaky motor scooter. You are a sneaky motor scooter, Jared. What else were we going to talk about? Buy more ammo. And this is a tip from the producer. And we talked about it. Those of you active duty, every promotion, save that promotion money, right? The difference, because you didn't have it before and you were living just fine. So when you do get promoted, that $100 and something extra pay you get from, I don't know, E4 to E5, and it gets higher as you get up there, bank that extra money. Here's another thing you can do with every payday. Again, times are crazy right now. Buy a little more ammo. Ammo's not cheap. It's cheaper when you buy it by the bulk, just like kind of anything else. So kind of decide what ammo you need most of and buy that by bulk. And then save a little while for your other weapons. Right now, I need some more pistol ammo, 9mm and 45. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to buy it in bulk. You never know. Go to the range. You just always have some on hand. But each payday, just buy a little more, right? Or save that up so you can buy that big case of whatever ammo that you're looking for. Old Gyrene, SFMF collared shirt with EGA. I'd love one. It's a good idea. Might have to just do that. Eagle Illuminator on one side, SFMF on one side. Or, you know, the other saying I like is ERA. Maybe I'll put ERA and SFMF. Good idea. Old Gyrene. Thanks, Cave Diver. Remember the B's of combat. Beans, bullets, Band-Aids, and Bibles. Amen, Jared. The 4 B's. Beans, Band-Aids, bullets. I'm reading it, but I'm saying it out of order. I don't know. That's the order I remember. Beans, Band-Aids, bullets. Maybe it should be bullets, beans, bandages. Or maybe it should be Bibles, bullets, beans, bandages. Good point, Jared. McNamara, what happened to the security on Trump? Interesting. Again, of course, there's an investigation. We're going to hear everything about it later. First and foremost, how'd they get a shot on him at all, right? How'd they get that close, right? And why wasn't, oh man, I mean, there's so many whys. And what happened? No way in hell that should have ever happened. 556, yes, Millage, I need some more 556 as well. I'm going to buy a case. That's what I'm saving up for. Buy a case of it. Jared, Bible first for sure. Amen. They make the pocket-sized Bibles. You know they do. Every time you go on deployment, I got a whole bunch saved up. 5 B's, Casey. Yep, Bible. Woke security, I think is what you're trying to say, Cave Diver. I think so too. Josh H., see you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. DEI brigade was working security detail. So, did you see the security detail? Again, I've only been watching news the last 24 hours because I want to make sure that our boy was good. And he was, he saw him. So DEI, and that's a sore spot for me. Best qualified agent. I don't care what color, what race, what gender, either man or woman, but the best and brightest and biggest and strongest and fastest, all those things you need to protect you. So the three short women that were there, that one woman in front that completely exposed President Trump's face, come on. It shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have been exposed at all. I was glad to see his face with the blood and the fist up and that he was all right, but we shouldn't have been able to see any of it. That was another open shot. If the shooter was actually a sniper, could have got another shot off. Come on. None of that should have happened. One, the shot should have never happened, but should have been immediately covered. So was there some mistakes in that? Yes. Was it planned? What part of it was planned? Again, continue to watch. Do some research on your own. Don't believe the media, but the facts are there. And I can't wait to see it. Watch Trump's rally tomorrow, just to hear what he has to say about it. Melania just posted on X a few minutes ago. What'd she say, Carl? Be interested to hear what she had to say. Secret Service exercise gone wrong. I'm telling you. Oh, blood packs. You think? I'm sure someone in the Secret Service is getting stationed in Alaska or something, if not fired or killed or just redirected. Yeah, somebody got paid. Somebody's pockets are full. Somebody was, again, a million conspiracy theories to it. I was waiting till done here. Oh, okay, yeah, Carl, yeah, appreciate that. Because she's tough too, Melania. I'm interested to see what she has to say about the whole thing. And I can't wait for the shirts to come out with Trump on there with the American flag behind him, fist up in the air, a little blood on his face, and that look like he's ready to get some. It's hard to believe that something happened in a place where I was just at. Me too, Jake. I'm telling you, and that's I do like hearing from the people that were there and from that community. They're like, really, in my community, this would never happen. So again, makes you wonder. And yes, Jake, glad you were safe. You weren't a part of it. Obviously, prayers up for the families that did suffer, the firefighter that did die on the scene. Unbelievable. Simplify, Carl, I got you. JTB, 1046. Bravo Company, good to see you, brother. Z-Ping, no way in hell the shooter got that close without prior knowledge of where to set up and be left alone to get the shot off. A little news clip I just saw recently was they were saying that people mentioned to the police, hey, just saw a guy walking around with a rifle. Guy's on the roof. He's on the roof. They pointed him out, and he said police were running around. They didn't know what was going on. Again, conspiracy theory with a million different scenarios, but it should have never happened. Should have never happened. No way now. Not today's day and age. Not with today's technology. Not with today's security and today's training and today's weapons systems. No way in hell. Not buying it. Dude was 20 years old. The shooter, was he even really the shooter? 20 years old. He was a kid. Obviously not a marksman or a sharpshooter. He was a marksman and not an expert rifle shot. Again, 148 meters at one of them, he was close. So if he really was a rifleman, if he was an assassin, he would have been able to hit his target. So something's not right. It's not sitting right with me. I don't believe any of it. Yes, the producer said guardian angels were watching over Trump, without a doubt. Can't speak to the Tango markdown. Should have never happened. I'm telling you, I'm with you. Let's see, check this. Yeah, cave divers so bad that speaking about things we see can be construed as conspiracy theory, because you know how people are today, right? It's definitely not black and white. Security detail is trained to never assume anything and question everything. 148 meters is a slam dunk. I'm telling you, that's so close, right? The closest we shoot as Marines is 200 meters. He wasn't even 200 meters away, and you know we kill it at 200 meters. I'm telling you, cave divers just not sitting right with me, right? It pissed me the hell off, quite frankly, and my producer was pretty upset. She was ready to load up and travel to Pennsylvania. Mike Smith, he was obviously not a Marine. No Marine would miss from 130 yards, I'm telling you. So I don't believe nah. 250 maybe. I'm talking 300 or 500, right? 1,000 meters. On a sniper, in a prone position, on a rooftop, higher elevation. If that was really the shooter, not buying it. There's no way. But crazy. Back to how we started this evening off. Be prepared. What's going to happen? What's going to be the fallout because of this? Be prepared. Again, the gas, food, ammo, weapons, head on a swivel, right? And I got kids in different states, man. I worry about them every day. But you have to be aware of your surroundings. Situational awareness. Not paranoid. That's not it. Hyper vigilant. Remember I did a short on that. That's what they're calling it. You're hyper vigilant, which is great, right? You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it paranoid. Who cares? As long as you're aware of your surroundings, your situation. B-Lock says, us infantrymen aren't missing from 150. Air Force, maybe. Maybe. Any service member, I got to believe that has fired a rifle at a range 200 yards or more, right? 200 yards or less, you ain't missing. Never complete the triangle, says the producer. That's it. I'm telling you, that came out with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The Gracie family came out with this thing, and I got to find it, and I got to somehow share it with you. Never complete the triangle. And it was when cell phones were starting to come out, and there's a moment of opportunity that you can be mugged, killed, raped, robbed, whatever. But people put themselves in that position because they complete the triangle, not paying attention, looking down, preoccupied. And I relate it to someone walking and looking at their cell phone, or talking or doing something while they're walking. You're just asking for someone to come slap the crap out of you, take your wallet and take off, or your phone. Or kidnap you altogether, right? Don't complete that triangle. Save it. You feel your phone buzzing and ringing, put it in your bag so you can't if you're walking somewhere, if you're driving somewhere. Don't do it. All right, Big O is here. Michael Jones, RCs and Knives is here. Era, good to see you both. Big O, how's it? Hunting? What have you been doing all summer? Chilling? Yeah, you see the bags under my eyes? John says the Secret Service has never been the same ever since they took them from Treasury Department. And that's what somebody, a former Secret Service agent was saying. Says not the same. Not the same from when he was a Secret Service agent. So why are things changing? Be like, I don't know about that. Air Force and Navy touch a rifle once. Didn't you see the rear admiral who held it like he had never seen one before? Yes, there was an admiral on a ship firing off the back of a ship. And one, he looked very uncomfortable holding it. And wasn't a scope on backwards? I think that's what all the memes that came out. Yes. That was weird. Era, Michael Jones. Lake Cookie says, Navy doing an unrep, can't hit the side of a ship with an M14. Pretty crazy scene. And Navy fires off the ship a lot. Part of their training. But I think it's just those gunners that get that kind of stick time behind their rifles. And they have 50 cals and 240 Golfs, and they got rockets, they got all kinds of stuff firing off the side of the weapon. But unfortunately, I think it's only those gunners who can shoot that. We know the difference in the Marines is every Marine a rifleman. So yes, and they qualify once a year. So you know a Marine, again, 200 meters and less, they're not 200 yards or less, they're not missing. So something's going on. Something is wrong here. Yeah, Cave Dart, his optics was back. He had a scope on that rifle, and it was backwards, and he was aiming in sight and shooting like he knew what he was doing. We know he doesn't. Daniel, hey, do you have any tips on becoming a DI? Yes, same tips as going to boot camp. Physically fit, mentally tough, and be prepared. Here's what I wish I would have done before DI school. The one takeaway. And I was in shape. I was a sergeant. I was still motivated, fired up. I was stationed in Hawaii. I had been trying to get DI orders since I was a corporal, even requested it a couple of times, and they told me to pound sand, you're a corporal, you just got to your duty station, whatever. The day I got promoted to sergeant, put in for it again, DI duty, requesting it. Still had to wait a while because I just got on station or something. For some reason, they made me wait. But I finally got orders. And I had already been training, but like doubled all my training, physically fit. I wanted to be physically fit. And what you know of a drill instructor is you just got to thrash recruits all day long. Yell at them, IPTM, make them sweat, make them puke, and teach them the basics. But there's so much more that goes into it. DI school kicked my butt, not in the physical part, not in the SOP. I can study and take a test on it. One of the 4 times you can touch a recruit to fix his position, all that was basic, kind of common sense type of stuff. But teaching drill. Now, here's the caveat. And as a drill instructor, you teach drill much different than they have you learn it in DI school. In DI school, but it helped. It definitely helped. It sets you up for success when you're teaching it to actual recruits. In DI school, however, you're teaching, it's called teachbacks, and you study the movement, position of attention, for instance. To teach someone, you have to quote it right out of the drill manual. All right, the next movement I will explain and demonstrate to you is a position of attention. You would be at a position of attention when you say when you're going to use that position, and you describe it in detail. Starting, and don't quote me on any of this, it's been a while. Your heels are together, feet at a 45-degree angle. You move up, your legs are straight but not locked down. Your head and eyeball is straight to the front, your fingers curled and joined, thumbs along trial seam. You explain it in detail from head to toe. And what it sounds like when you call, company attention, Eddie's, whatever. So knowing the movements inside out, because you do it with all of them, column left, column right, parade rest, hand salute, all of those you learn them, and you got to teach it back to the DI school instructor. And you do it across this is when I went to DI school, from one end of from one side of the parade deck to the other side. So now you're yelling, you're building your voice up, building your diaphragm. People say from the diaphragm. Don't scream, you yell. It's the difference. But as soon as you get to recruit training and you have those bald heads and you're trying to teach them position of attention, they're not going to hear you if you're quoting a manual. So you find your own tricks and traits, right? The ditties that people, that drill instructors, you hear it, forward, lean back, stand tall, whatever it is, march, 30-inch step with your left foot, aye, aye, sir. All those things help. But you have to know how to work those ditties in too, because pretty soon they just say it and they're not doing it. So again, you learn your own tricks of the trade. So I wish I would have studied the drill manual. Again, long story short, how do I get prepared for it? How do you get prepared for DI school? I would learn the movements. Again, the SOP and the training schedule and all that stuff will come to you, and you need to hear it from them. Let them teach it to you. But I wish I knew drill from boot camp. You know it because you were taught it, but teaching it is a lot different. So I wish I would have studied the drill manual. To answer your question, all caps yelling. Here it says, in those 3 positions, embassy duty, recruiting, and drill instructor duty, the Marine Corps takes that really seriously. Absolutely. Those are the big 3. Now, they've added in SOI instructor is a B-billet or special duty. There's a ribbon to it as well. But those were the big three at the time, and for the longest time, I remember you have to do a B-billet or you ain't getting promoted. I think it's not in black and white, and it's not a Marine Corps order, but it kind of, it's that unwritten rule, you got to do a B-billet. But I've known Marines that have gone through their entire career and made it to E9 without doing a B-billet. So it happens. I think B-billets 100% make you a better Marine. No doubt in my mind. And that's any of the B-billets. It's special duty, right? You're in a different world, a different environment. You're out of your MOS. You're with Marines of other MOSs, so you're learning. It just makes you that much better of a Marine. Leadership helps your leadership abilities as well. So B-billets, I would make it mandatory. I definitely would. All right, JM says, how respected are Navy divers outside the Navy? I think Navy divers are badass, right? I think they're highly respected. I think they have a very dangerous job. And another thing I wish I would have been able to do is go to dive school. Really wanted to. I do dive, wreck dive, and it's awesome. I think, no. That was my battery. What, Carl, you got my back? Someone talking trash? Yes, all the coffee I drink. Be like, no, I never, nor would I ever call the Sergeant Major old. I am old. You're only as old as you feel. As long as you get up in PT every day and you can still pull your body weight up and over a wall. If you have to, you can help fellow people out in the community because you have physical strength and mental strength. That's how old you are. And yes, I feel like I'm very, very immature to be old. No way in hell. Producer says, all caps is all good. It wouldn't be a SFMF live stream without John McJunkin. All caps in the live stream. We appreciate all of you. Yes, I love John McJunkin's all caps because that's how I read it. Look at Jerry say, hey, Sergeant Major. John says, you have old eyes. See right through you. I'm looking right at you. Big Red Farmer's back. All right, did everybody go to this page and like them? Subscribe. Like Big Red Farmer's stuff right now. I'm going to right after this, brother. Carl Green, 65 and still very active. I'm telling you, I'm gonna PT into my grave, all the way in. And bury me 6 foot deep. How's that song go? So the rest of the world can kiss my you know what? Thanks, Noah. Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Michael Jones says, just a reminder, everyone in the chat, please don't forget to smash that like button for our awesome host. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much. And as again, those of you who don't know Michael Jones yet, who haven't met Michael Jones, go to his channel, like and subscribe. Thank you, brother. You ever go through MMWTC? Is that McQuist? Are you talking about McQuist? Care diver. Cave diver. If you're talking about McQuist, or you're talking about 20-ounce palms. All these acronyms. Why do Marines have so many acronyms? All the services have acronyms. And I think we talked about it one time in meetings when you're taking notes and everybody's talking about that stuff and a lieutenant comes up with another acronym that you haven't heard, and you look around the room and you just write it down. You can ask somebody later, and everybody already knows. You kind of check on it. What did he mean by? Why did he keep saying that? It's probably important, or he just made it up. Everybody just goes with it. Diving is awesome. Jerry says, I'm old as my kids say I am. Yes. And it's crazy as you get older, right? When you're younger, you think, oh my God, 30 is old. You get 30 and you're like, oh, that's nothing. 40 though, And then you hit your 40s, you're like, no, 40 is not so old anymore, really. And it just keeps going, keeps moving up. People on some other live streams were criticizing the shorter woman on the detail, but from the way they were all on him so fast, I was impressed with their performance. Again, be like us, we criticized her earlier in the show, and still too. I don't think, nothing against her, I think she was too short to be on that detail. because where she and where she positioned herself, she was right in front of him from at least the camera. I guess good thing the cameraman wasn't the sharpshooter, because she was on him and she was trying to block him, and she messed with her glasses at one time. But Trump's face was exposed because she was shorter than him. That's my only criticism for her. She's probably a badass and she can hold her own, and she's been maced and she's been trained, right? She passed everything to be an agent, but here's the way to look at it. When I go on patrols with the Marines, Iraq and Afghanistan, I'm a bigger guy with all my gear, adds weight to me. So again, you don't need to know how much I weigh, but pretty heavy with all my gear on and all the ammo and weapons and water, some water that I do bring on patrol. The platoon or the squad that I would go on patrol with, I'd size them up first. And I would ask them, and I would even have them show me, boom, I'm down, I just got hit. Pick me up and carry me out of this hot zone right now. I'm a bigger guy. If you can't pick me up and carry me, I'm not going with that squad. Okay, I'll find a squad and it wouldn't be fair to them to try and carry my big butt out of an impact zone that I shouldn't be in, right? You never know. Could have just twisted an ankle and I'm down. If they can't pick me up and take me out, I'm not going with them. So that's my thought process on that shorter agent. Again, nothing against her. She may be a badass. I think she was too short for that detail. Or her position should have been somewhere else. She was on it. They were on it. I would have liked to have seen them faster. Again, why'd the shot even get off? All right. Old Gyrene says, just subscribe to Big Red Farmer. Thanks, Old Gyrene. If y'all could subscribe to Rodney Norman, a Marine I served with, and it just disappeared, Rodney Foreman. Also, please, again, subscribing is free. Costs you nothing. Support each other. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Do it. We're here for each other. Part of the last Marines of 2-3 Golf, 0311, Semper Fi, Skier. Good to see you, brother. 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, 2-3. Think 2-3. Were you part of that? Skier? Can I say that? Were you part of the 2-3, the Think 2-3 era? Sergeant Major Chet Houston. All right, look at our producer says to Z. One agent's hands were shaking more than a leaf. Oh, that one, yes, her. She looked pretty dang scared. The trio by the SUV was a clown show. I'm with the producer on this. It wasn't a smooth process. We should have never seen Trump after he went down. He took a knee. He should have disappeared. And next thing you know, that saw the SUV flying down the road. My opinion. I don't mean it. Damn, I just hit my mic. That's my personal opinion. That's how on it they should have been, right? As soon as they heard a pop, boom, we should have never seen a puff of smoke. And he's safe. That's what I would demand of Trump's security detail. And it can be that way, and it should be that way. One woman in the detail couldn't holster her sidearm. Inexcusable. Facts. Nerf them. How do I say that again? Inform. What's up, Devil Dog? Good to see you. I've been drinking. Yes, water and coffee. Charger Cube, 1, 2, 3. Train and train again. That's it. Train and train again. Practice makes perfect? Nope. Perfect practice makes perfect. They could have trained like that and got it down to a science because, like Houdini, Jared, right? Gone. Should have never seen him. Inform. Thank you. Thank you, producer. Inform. I think the USMC Special Forces should have been the only ones in the presidential detail. I'm telling you. Be like, I don't disagree. Full kit was close to 270, right? I'm telling you. So, that was a little more than that with all my gear on. Inspect what you expect. I agree. Another dude might have been wanting to take the shot. Facts, Frank. After Noah. Ultimate snafu for that security detail. Practice is a mother of skill. Rodney Norman, trying to bring comedy and goodness to this world. Thanks. All right, Rodney Norman, good. We'll check him out. Rodney Norman, everyone, like and subscribe. They Cook, the whole situation should have been muscle memory. He's covered and out. I'm telling you, like the back of their hand, it should have just happened that fast. Boom, gone. And then we'll see him somewhere safe, and then he could have given the fist up from there. Typo should be agree with Noah. Good on you. Excuse me. Any word on the, nope, $30 million heist? Is that real? How his shoes feel. I don't know how his shoes feel. Marines will not let that roof be empty. I'm telling you, come on. We've had guardian angels and just for a change of command with a couple of generals out there where the area is much more on base and the area was screwed. They were off. They weren't on a base. They were in an open field somewhere with rooftops everywhere. Again, I've seen Lance Corporals perform a better security detail than that. That's what I do when I go to any kind of ceremony. I try to find all the guardian angels. And obviously you never see them all. And some are seen on purpose. So you know that they're out there. Being on ship, going into a foreign port, I always wonder why we sit off the coast for God, let's land already. I want to get on some land because they're sweeping the water. There's divers in the water. There's nets in the water. They're sweeping everything, the port, the pier, days, weeks before we even pull into a ship. So I think the security should have been better. Not could have, should have been. Bob, 420 Network, hit the like button on Bob's channel is where? Well, 420 Network. Good to see you, Bob. Had for them, Lieutenant Colonels. Marines wouldn't let a mosquito touch the president. I'm telling you. But different, not built better. Built different, not built better. I have more security around my house than Trump had. Carlos, welcome back, brother. I had some motivated Lance Coolies in my fire team. Inform, era. Damn straight, Z. Right? Marines wouldn't. Yes, concur to all. Know this, if you ever go to a Trump rally, let us know, share with us. I've never been to one. I want to go. We would definitely still, I'd go to the one tomorrow if I could. And damn straight I'd be looking at rooftops before Trump came up. Clear ballistic panels should have been around his podium. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. I'm sure the next one will be a lot different. Cave Diver says, sorry about the acronym. You go to the Mountain Warfare. Yes, so Mountain Warfare Training Center. WMTC. Yeah, it seemed like you had an extra letter in there. Maybe it's just me. Mountain Warfare Training Center. Yes, spent a lot of time up there. With the engineers, we built Levitt Trail. We used to improve Levitt Trail up at Bridgeport. We do that for a couple weeks, then we go through a winter package or summer package. A lot of rock climbing. Went through the Mountain Leaders course, summer and winter. Those are interesting. Those were tough courses. We had the winter course. We had Color Sergeant Bickett. I will never forget this dude. Winter training, climbed Mount Shasta? Whatever it was. We went to 14,000 feet. It is freezing up there. Crevasse training. That's what I remember most. Two things I remember most about the winter was the snow caves and the crevasse training. The snow caves was interesting. We did ours a day early because of a blizzard. Excuse me, try to beat the blizzard, and then we would have been safe in our snow cave prior to the blizzard getting there. But we didn't get to our spot in time, and the blizzard was starting to hit us. So we were trying to dig snow caves, and those of you that don't know, a snow cave is just on the side of a mountain. You just dig into the snow and build a cave, just like it sounds. Here's the thing that I didn't know, a lot of us didn't know, and they taught us all this stuff, of course, before we went out there, but once you dig that snow cave, the snow is going to settle as it hardens. So there's four of us, four-man teams, with all of our gears. So again, we're some hefty dudes, and we get it. We dig it, and it's a blizzard, and it's dark already. It's hard to see, and you mark your entrance with your skis out in front, so we know where each other are, and we're in a perimeter, because the whole time we're simulating a battle as well. So everybody digs in, everybody's in. Squad leader for the day, platoon sergeant, whatever it was, goes around, everyone's in, hunkers down. One person awake in the hooch at night in the cave. You have to keep a candle lit so you know that there's oxygen in there, because the snow is going to blow and cover your entrance. Okay, a lot of details. I'm going to make this quick, I promise. We were so cold and so tired, and the blizzard was so strong, we didn't build it as big as we should have. We didn't anticipate the amount of settling that it would do, that it would settle. So us four go in there, we're sitting upright, and the roof is above us, and we're getting in our sleeping bags and cuddle down for the night, and we work out a watch. Remember, we were sitting up, so we had some room, made some coffee, whatever. When I woke up, I was laying down, I woke up and went to sit up again, boom, hit the roof. It had settled that much where we couldn't even sit up anymore. The door was, our entrance was covered by snow from the blizzard. Talking about a little freak out, a little claustrophobic, and I don't think I'm claustrophobic, but I was that night. And then you got to dig snow to find the entrance, and the snow you're pulling in has got to go somewhere. So you're filling the hole up on the other Marines in there. It was chaos, chaos, chaos trying to get out of that snow cave. So yes, to answer your question, I've been to Bridgeport many, many times. I love it. Some great training. I almost got stationed there. Engineers are stationed there to manually blast the mountains to create avalanches to settle things in, and all like a controlled burn in the summer or in a forest. This was a controlled avalanche. I never went though. Would have been cool. The other story I'll never forget is crossing a river. That was miserable because that's straight ice, melted ice, and it's freezing. The crevasse training, we had to get all the way into a deep 100, 200 foot crevasse and buddy lift each other out. That was no fun either. Especially because my partner was a thinner guy. I was a little heavier than your average, and he had to pull me out of the crevasse. Terrible. Excuse me. All right. The candle also hardened the surface of the snow. That's right. Zing ping. So the candle not only lets you know there's still oxygen in there, but it also is heating up the cave to help harden the cave so you can stay in there a longer time. Banning Sweatland. Semper Fi, brother. Good to see you on here. Glad to have you aboard. Brother, long time no see. Never forget that night with you and the other warriors we spent up there in northern Texas. That was awesome. Good to see you, Banning. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here, and congratulations on your success, your retirement, and then your new job. Awesome. Good to see you, Banning. Thank you for being here, brother. Taking the cold water sucked. I couldn't find my jump for days. Yes. No cold water plunge. Yes, that was no fun either. Definitely put some hair in your chest if you didn't have some already. Freezing, takes your breath away. Hard to breathe. It's painful to be that cold. Told that one story one morning. We're standing up in a class, probably on top of Mount Shasta, winds blowing. It was probably 10 below, felt like 100 below, and I was trying to jam my hands in my pockets to keep warm while he was talking, and I couldn't get my left hand in. I kept pushing it in, pushing it in. It just wouldn't go in. I finally looked down to see what the problem was, and my pinky was out. I almost snapped that baby right off. I was trying so hard to get my hand. It was frozen. Couldn't even feel it. That's how cold it gets. Carlos, that was 2022, but Friday night no secrets. Oh, the FDNY, Fire Department, New York. 72 degrees, you start getting cold. Makes your bird drop for sure. Rabbit, blackbird. What about strange ribbon on the Arctic sea ribbon? Why about a strange ribbon called the Arctic Service ribbon? Oh, shoot. Arctic Service ribbon? Yep, I don't have that one. Who do you get that? How do you get that one? 420 Bob says, at the tone, the time will be, hit the like button time in 7 seconds. Thank you, brother. Awesome, Bob. To you as well. Everyone, please. Got a couple. Again, liking and subscribing is free. Support each other. Yes, I kicked the camera. Sorry. V-Lock, spooning your battle buddy in cold weather training is a rite of passage. And yes, you're one way to stay warm. In that cave, in those blizzards, yes, spooning. Here's the other thing, sleeping in your sleeping bag, and this was before the good cold weather gear still had cotton sleeping bags, so it was freezing. They say sleeping with the less clothes or naked, if you will, your blood can circulate more and you'll stay warmer. Problem is putting your clothes back on. Trying to do all that and as a bigger guy inside a sleeping bag, you're definitely not going to do it outside the sleeping bag and try and get back in, and vice versa, get out to put it back on. So it's a toss-up. What do? Sleep with all your stuff on or take it off? I try to shed some gear before I got in. Don't be cheap, Marine. Share this video with your friends. Bob, on a roll tonight, brother. Thank you. Damn right, it's a rite of passage. Hunter, while you're snoring, I'll be exploring. Yes. If it's cold and you see 2 Marines in a sleeping bag, the right question is, awesome. Yes, Noah. If it's cold and you see 2 Marines in 1 sleeping bag, the right question is, y'all got room for 1 more? Because you know it's going to be warm in there. Whatever it takes. Tell you, I've told y'all before that the most respect for all of, I respect all of our service members, but the Marines that fought in the Chosen, Frozen, got to be the hardest mother you-know-whats in the world to not only survive that weather, but to fight in that weather. All right, Frankie J. You see a big green button that says Frank J. Another super chat. Thank you, brother. God bless you. Appreciate you. Can't thank you enough. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all you do. Cheers to you, all of our super chats. We appreciate everything you do for us and with us. Our Patreons, Ray from Queens, Gary M., thank you as well. You guys are too generous. Appreciate you. Ping Poo said he took everything off but the skivvies. I think I did the same. Big Red Farmer, have a great night. I'm going to go. Big Red Farmer, Semper Fi, brother. Hope you got a whole bunch of subscribers from tonight, from this community. I'll be subscribing later. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here. Appreciate spending time with you. Frank J, thank you. Yes, from our producer. Thank you, brother. Let's grow. Let's grow. Hashtag let's grow. Thank you, producer. That's a good one. Have a good night, brother. That was Big Red. SFMF, I'm back. Woo! Damian Kellogg, welcome back, brother. Thanks for being here. Been a great show. Of course, I'm going to say that because I like it too. You guys are amazing. You keep me motivated. You keep the comments rolling. You keep the knowledge flowing. 1% better every day, and we can't do it alone. I saw another big green button. Another one. Is that another one? Producer, help me out with that one, please. Pendragon, good to see you, brother. Old Gyrene, woo! Thank you so much. God bless you, Old Gyrene. Another super chat. You guys are amazing. You're going to see where this is going. Damian Kellogg, help me, brother. I know you can't put your face on there, but remind me where we served together with Damian Kellogg. And my producer would be able to help me before I would. I got a terrible memory. I know faces, though. C4 in a tuna can, just like a sterno. Yes, C4 can heat some stuff up. Be careful with it. Don't be lighting it on fire and stepping on it. Not that I've ever done that as an engineer. Cave diver, enjoyed. I'm Army, but love you guys. Semper Fi and Hua. Cave diver, you held that information for a little while. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you. Come back. Please come back. Share your knowledge with us. We've learned from you as well. And you know the deal, one team, right? Without that comment, no crayon jokes. Brother, you haven't said anything about crayons all night. Thank you, brother. Cave diver. Thanks for being here. Kellogg says, and he said I would join the military and I'm 15. I, yes, I think you will. I still think you will, obviously, because you're here. Caved over, we all chew the same dirt. Yes, cave diver. We all chew the same dirt, drank the same piss water, spilled the same blood in the same mud. Love seeing other branches of services here as well. Mill start was cool and interesting. Yes, Damien. Killers, cave diver. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. So share, please, if you're from another branch of service, yeah, we're a little biased towards Marines here. We think Marine, no, I take it back. We know the Marines are the best. One team, if we didn't have that inter-service rivalry, something would be wrong. Just like you can relate it to your sports team, whatever you play on. Excuse me, your high school. If you don't think your high school is the best, something's wrong. If you don't think your branch of service is the best, something's wrong. So you treat it like you are the very best, right? But you train like you're in second place, going for that first. Not how many do we have to do, what's the max, right? You should tell the Marines all the time. Okay, now we're gonna do pull-ups with flak jackets on. Oh, how many do we have to do? That shouldn't be your first question. Your first question would be, who's got the record? Because I'm gonna beat it. That's your attitude. All right. Andy Dome, 130. Biggest advice to getting better at running longer distances and doing more pull-ups. Awesome. I love the physical fitness questions. Running longer distances. So I've done a couple marathons and I just love to run, and had never gotten the runner's high until a few years ago. I mean, it's been 10 years now, but my whole life I heard about it, and I couldn't wait till it happened. I tried to make it happen. Like as I'm running, I'm trying to get this runner's high. One, you can't force it. You just got to keep running. Yes, like Forrest Gump. Just felt like running. And that's my first marathon. That's what it was. I knew I wasn't going to stop. My goal for my very first marathon was to not walk. 26.2 miles. I didn't care about my time. 2 goals: to not die and to not walk. And once I did, I was like, man, that's a little mind over matter. My body was aching. I was hurting. Even on the water stops, I tried to drink and run, but it didn't work. Water got all over, so I did a fast walk, and drank. I didn't hold it like that. Did a fast drink through it and immediately kept running. So that's still my goal today. Anytime I do a marathon, is just to not walk. And it is mental. It 100% is mental. But I did get that runner's high like 2 or 3 marathons in, and I felt no pain in my body at all. And I don't have a runner's body. I just love to run. I love the crowd. I love the feel of a marathon. Just not the next day. But I was in such a, I felt, I can see my emotions, I can feel my emotions, but there wasn't a pain in my body. And I think that was it, man. I think I hit that runner's high where it felt like I could have ran farther than Forrest Gump. I just felt like running. So my advice on how to run longer distances, which is funny because here's my advice on doing more pull-ups. Do more pull-ups. There's pyramids, and watch some videos and study some guys. I used to do the pyramid, and I had always gotten my max pull-ups in the Marine Corps, in the PFTs.